Diablo is an action RPG developed by Blizzard North and published by Blizzard Entertainment on December 31st of 1996. For the purpose of this review, I'm focusing on the base Diablo game for the PC, not the Hellfire expansion, which I am currently also playing through as of the time of this review. In Diablo, you assume the role of your character, who will either be the class of warrior, a physically able brutal battle expert, a rogue who prefers ranged battle and can produce a good mix of bow and magic, and the sorcerer, whose claim to fame is magic, starts off a bit weak but then could be very OP with super powerful spells later on. I chose the rogue for what it's worth, and I felt like it was a good middle ground class for a first time Diabloer. To keep the story overview a bit short, one of the three Lords of Hell, Diablo, was sealed away into a soul stone. The soul stone for Diablo was buried way down into the earth, and eventually a monastery was built on top of that ground. Flash forward, and the town of Tristram at some point came about next to the monastery site. Then King Leoric rebuilt the monastery in the form of a cathedral. The archbishop of the cathedral, Lazarus, was corrupted by Diablo's influence in order to destroy the prison of his soul stone. As you could expect with Diablo now loose, there then were possessions, demons, and battles being waged upon those of the hierarchy, church, and the town. Now it's your turn to ascend to the depths of the cathedral, through the catacombs, traversing the caves, and ultimately reaching Hell to put Diablo back to rest. The basis of Diablo revolves around dungeon crawling and hack and slash gameplay. There is a loot system in place with random drops from enemies, treasure chests, tomes, and the like. The actual dungeon screens are also randomly generated, and you may or may not encounter all of the quests during your gameplay. For example, my first playthrough I did not experience the town water supply poisoning quest. You have two important bars on your HUD. The one on the left, the red health pool, and the one on the right is your blue mana pool. After defeating a certain amount of enemies, you are then able to level up and put 5 points of experience into various categories such as strength, dexterity, vitality, and magic. Some of the weapons and spells that you find on your explorations or that you purchase in town require minimum stats to wield, so it's important to keep track of what build you'd like to accomplish when leveling up. The classes mentioned earlier have level caps on particular stats. The warrior could hold the highest strength and vitality, the rogue maxes out dexterity, and the sorcerer maxes out magic, respectively. An area you'll be spending lots of time in is the town of Tristram. There you have various NPCs that will aid you in your quest, whether it be selling weapons and armor, healing items, identifying your items that have hidden stats, advancing quest lines, or stocking up on your magic-related spells, scrolls, and potions. You cannot attack or be attacked while in Tristram, so it's a breath of fresh air. I'd be remiss if I did not mention Diablo's soundtrack. While limited in the number of songs, the ones that are present are amazingly haunting and catchy. There seems to be a very heavy drum and almost army-like influence to most of the dungeon soundtracks, while Tristram's theme brings forth an odd sense of relaxation, but also oncoming dread. The game overall can be difficult if you approach situations in the wrong fashion. You must be smart and cunning when dealing with mobs of enemies, especially based on your character's class and subsequent limitations. I enjoy the combat, but I'd be lying if I said it was complex. Rather, you're essentially just mashing the left click button most of the time. One thing that is great about Diablo is you're able to save wherever you'd like. So if you want to test out that magic scroll, see if that expensive ring is really all that, or see what stats go up if you choose to level up a certain category and you're not happy with the results, just reload. Another useful feature is the map overlay, which is mostly transparent. I found myself cruising the dungeons with this open most of the time in order to not get lost because I really tend to do that. All in all, I thoroughly enjoyed my experience in Tristram and in Hell. I give Diablo an 8 out of 10. It's a little bit rough around the edges these days, and at times it can be a bit slow. Inventory could be also a little clunky and tedious, but if you're a retro gamer in any way, shape, or form, you will love this old school computer action RPG. I couldn't be more excited to finally dive into Diablo 2 at some point as well in the near future. Until next time.